Where is the price of ICP going to go in the next 24 to 42 hours? So obviously the price of ICP is down by about 3.7%. We are currently trading at 7.63 dollars, and the market cap is 3.6 billion US dollars. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the technical analysis as far as ICP is concerned. So disclaimer alert, obviously our first buy entry has been reached, and as you can see on a smaller time frame, we are obviously beginning to sort of bounce, but the question still remains, are we going to end up having the worst case scenario that we spoke about, and are we going to drop further than 7.5 and just end up going to below $7? If that were to happen, you guys already know what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be buying so many of ICP tokens in order for you to sort of prepare yourself for the incoming bull run, because the price of ICP is definitely going to have a very good bounce, and we're obviously going to be trading above 100 US dollars during the peak of the bull market, because the ICP ecosystem is brewing a lot of good stuff. So anyway, before I jump into this, because I don't really want to repeat myself a lot, we did talk about this scenario. This is one of the reasons why, I'm a man of my word. And I think 2 days ago, or rather a day ago, I did talk about the price of ICP coming back down to these levels. So this happening is something that we obviously anticipated, and this is something that we prepared for. So if you take a look at this video, right, the price of ICP when I was breaking the technical analysis down for you was trading around $8, and before that we were trading around $8.30, and I told you that this particular trajectory was bound to happen because there's a lot of liquidity at these levels, and this is obviously a healthy correction. So a lot of you guys usually tend to forget that markets are cyclical and they move in cycles, and in order for a market to be healthy, right, there has to be equilibrium that has to be made. And you guys always have to remember that the way algorithms work, because right now we're dealing with sophisticated technology as far as trading is concerned, right? These algorithms sort of go back in order for them to check for imbalances in the price. So when the buyers and the sellers and the market is in equilibrium, when the buyers and the sellers are being met, right, there's certain criteria that is supposed to be met. So sometimes prices are very predictable, and this is one of the reasons why I don't really want to go or rather get too technical, because I'm just going to make this video way too long. And this is one of the reasons why I do have private consultations, and I do sort of help people trade better, because we've been in this game for a little bit of time and we understand what is going on. So take a look at this. On 2 days ago, right, or a day before, right, I did show you the reasons why we were bound to sort of reach this level that we have reached. So what we predicted in the other day's video is happening, because we are in this green arrow of sort of support, and just like I told you, right, the liquidity has been grabbed. So right now we've got two questions to answer. So if you take a look at this week, right, the way we dropped our current trading data, it's obviously lower than that data and these previous support levels. So it was just basically a liquidity grab. Now, there are two scenarios that are bound to happen. So number one, we could end up sort of bouncing and all the way up to $15, $20, and on our way to $100. That is bound to happen. Or perhaps we're sort of going to be ranging around these levels and go and touch this liquidity at the bottom, which is below $7. Either ways, you guys are going to be sort of covered, because I'm going to be giving you the right strategies that you're supposed to be following. So, in all honesty, to me, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter whether the price bounces here or if we end up dropping down. But what I usually love doing before I sort of continue trading with my proven hypothesis as far as I get the data, right? Because trading is all about analyzing whatever new information that you've got, and things that are likely to happen. So now that I've gotten this data, right, I'm going to be looking for a bounce. Either we bounce. So how am I going to prematurely know or get to understand that we're beginning to bounce before everybody else gets to know that? So there are certain criteria. Which should I give you this information, or maybe I should wait for you guys to sort of be part of my trading group and join my consultation so that I can really make you understand. Anyway, if I break it down, this is gonna be a long video. So basically, you guys are going to be updated when this happens, when I see a bounce happening, and when I know that, okay, this bounce is a solid bounce and we're not going to end up correcting to $7. I'm going to sort of update you guys by then. At this particular moment, I am beginning to see early signs of a reversal. Now, when it comes to the price reversing, right, there's a few things that might happen. Okay, first of all, we have to figure out which area is bound to give us problems. A lot of problems in terms of sort of giving us some sort of resistance, and this is one of the reasons why I am giving you this area. So in order for me to solidify and understand that the price has bounced and it will not drop further lower to this particular worst case scenario that we were talking about, this area right over here below $7, we need something to happen. We need the price of Bitcoin, or rather ICP, to sort of bounce, get rejected by this bearish order block. So the more we keep on trading, the more data we have, the more new data we have. Okay, so I've got another question for you. Where is the other bearish order block, which is going to give us some sort of resistance before reaching this main bearish order block right over here at $7.84? Well, there's this order block right over here. This order block right over here at $7.72 is going to be our initial test of whether we should be considering this bounce, or rather if we should take this bounce seriously. All right, so if you take a look at this, right, the price is obviously respecting the levels that we talked about in our previous episode, and this is one of the reasons why technical analysis is not a guessing game. There's mathematics and rules and stipulations to these things, so we know what we're talking about. So if you take a look at this video, right, I did tell you the order block that I was looking at that was going to sort of act as major support, and I gave you an arrow right there, and you guys were supposed to be looking out for that one. Okay, so obviously we're going to end up bouncing here. So what's going to happen is $7.71. So if I were you, if I were sort of day trading this, which I am, by the way, I would look for that trade. I would long that trade. And a lot of you might be wondering, saying, hey, Muna, why are you interested in longing when the price is only going to have like a 2% bounce? Remember, ladies and gentlemen, I do utilize leverage trading for some trades. And 2% to me is about a 20% because I usually use 10x leverage. And it's situational. Yes, I do for the most part trade spot, because leverage trading is very, very extremely risky, but sometimes you just have to do what you have to do to make that money. Okay, so I'm going to take this trade and I'm going to have two separate entries. I'm going to have this entry as a first entry, and the second entry is going to be this one. So in case we end up not bouncing and then we just end up sort of dropping more, it doesn't really matter to me because I am going to be having sort of dollar cost averaging strategy. So you see, when it comes to professional traders or traders who know what they're doing, right, it doesn't matter what the price does because I always have room for error. I always have room for alternative scenarios and alternative outcomes, so to me it doesn't really matter. Okay, so if you take a look at this, right, if we end up bouncing right over there, I'm going to get out of my trade, wait for a retracement. Wherever the retracement is going to happen, I'm going to figure it out. And I'm going to know that, okay, this is where the retracement is happening. Most likely is going to take this sort of a bearish order block right over there. Because in order for us to sort of bounce towards this particular high, this order block right over here is going to be substantial. We're going to face a little bit of resistance here before we can sort of break that particular resistance and push up that side. So this is one of the reasons why this is going to happen, and we're going to end up retesting this resistance. Now, this is where the magic is going to happen. This is where the sweet melody of trading is going to happen, because two scenarios are bound to happen after a rejection right over here. It's either going to get rejected and we end up coming back down to this level, testing this support and figuring out whether it's a solid support to bounce off of. If we bounce, there's a high probability that we are going to end up breaking this, resistance, and we're going to continue pushing towards this ultimate resistance for this price trajectory that we've had. You get my point? Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you trade, and that is how you get to understand the markets. So if that happens, right, let's say, for example, we end up bouncing right over here, and we end up pushing up like that, then we understand that, okay, this is getting serious. If that happens and we get rejected by this super amazing bearish order block right over there, right, we're obviously going to come back down to this level, and we're going to start using the previous resistance right over here, and we're going to use it as support. And if that happens, and if we find genuine support right over here and we continue pushing, then I am definitely going to know for sure that the price of ICP is not going to go to our worst case scenario right over here below $7. You get my point? So this trading information is very crucial. Now, a lot of you are going to get carried away with my sensational titles, because yeah, I do understand sometimes my titles are very sensational. My titles are so a lot of you might consider them to be a little bit a lot of them are super hypey, a lot of them are super exaggerated, which I do understand because I want to grab your attention. Now, a lot of people usually forget that I am actually a very good trader, and if you decipher and forget about the fact that I've got very over exaggerated titles, there's a lot of meat that I give you. But anyway, that's all up to you to decide, because I don't want to be that type of person who always blows his own horn, So I would rather you guys, let me know that whatever you teach is absolutely helpful, and it really helps your trading journey, because ultimately, I believe this is my passion. This is my calling. I really want people to understand that the markets are definitely easy to deal with, and with the right strategies, you can definitely end up doing very well. So this is one of the reasons why you're supposed to be part of my trading group. Book your consultation, and I'm going to make you a winning trader. You guys are going to be killing these trades like crazy. So yeah, those are the two scenarios that I'm waiting for. Now, getting back to my title, because I obviously wrote something which was over exaggerated, saying, ICP is going to bounce at $7.50 and pump all the way to $100. But anyway, forget about that. So the moral of the story is, we've got some more deciphering to figure out whether we have ended up bouncing here or not. So the worst case scenario, at least in the next feasible 14 days, the next incoming 14 days, is $7. $7 to about $6, somewhere there. This is the worst case scenario as far as ICP is concerned. So overall, there's absolutely no reasons to be upset and to sort of give up on ICP. There's a lot of room towards the upside. And I really believe that this project is going to end up going to $100 even more, due to the fact that they have got very good ecosystem and their technology is very superior. Of course, they've got a little bit of hiccups here and there as far as the marketing is concerned, as far as the market making is concerned as well, but that's another topic for another day. So I'm here to let you know that this particular correction was well anticipated. We prepared for it, and it is absolutely going to end pretty soon. So if you're going to take those trades, remember the trading setup that I gave you right over here, and you guys are going to be good to go. But it's better for you to be a little bit pessimistic. As a trader, you're not supposed to be optimistic. Optimistic traders always end up losing money. Okay, you're supposed to be very pessimistic as a trader because you should always prepare for the worst case scenario. So everybody listening to me right now, I want you guys to be pessimistic traders. I want you to always doubt everything unless proven and tested. Okay, so when it comes to trading, just like I told you, right, the price has to prove itself and it has to retest all these levels and it has to show tenacity that okay, it's not going to go lower. Then you guys are going to be comfortable shorting. So right now I've got hella stop losses and I'm just sort of on my toes and I'm not going to lose any money. So remember, be careful when it comes to trading. Be careful when it comes to listening to everybody or anybody. All right. So prove every theory and make sure you do your own due diligence, because at the end of it all, we are not financial advisors. We're just, people recording in some places far away. All right. So that's all I had for you. So guys, be very careful. The markets are a little bit dicey right now. As you can see, the markets have dropped by a whole lot, but it's a very good opportunity for you to sort of get back in. So in all all seriousness, right, I really believe BTC is probably going to end up bouncing pretty soon. We could end up going to about $65, 65,000 US dollars, somewhere here. Hold on. So worst case scenario, we could end up coming to retest and check out this order block right over here. So as far as Bitcoin is concerned, we could end up going to around 65,500 US dollars right over here. So this is where I would expect the price to sort of bounce a little bit and decide whether we're going to continue towards the all-time high or if we're going to drop lower. So you guys are going to be well informed. Make sure you come to my YouTube channel on a daily basis so that you have this sort of unbiased perspective. However, we're going to end up bouncing pretty soon. So as far as Bitcoin is concerned, expect a little bit more downside. 65,500 is definitely going to be an area of interest. As far as ICP is concerned, worst case scenario, $7 and below. Let's say, for example, we might range between $6 to about $7, then have a mighty huge pump. So do not panic. ICP is still very important and it's still going to do very, very, it's going to bring very good return on investment. So best believe it's going to do a 10x from here, a 13x. It could also do a 20x from here into 2025 or maybe 6 months from now. So just take care and God bless you.